What is going on, all you goons and producers? It's your boy, Miko Anthony. And with me, back from hiding,
Hey,
Damien's an alien.
we don't talk about that, man.
Listen, we ran a risk having Cowboy on the anniversary show. His management had been crazy, but he's figuring it out. So
Yeah,
you're back.
I'm here.
Welcome
today,
for year two.
Thank you.
Little fashionably late, but
Yeah.
you know.
As always.
Hey, Red Panda stirred the ship real well, or
Oh, yeah.
stirred. He stirred the
Stirred-
pot.
stirred the pot.
He stirred the
Stirred the
pot
pot
too.
for sure, yeah.
You know, it was a good time. Anyways, great episode today. Of course, second episode, JD Nash's playlist. He's gonna finish out the rest of the playlist that he started last week through his A side to y'all. B side is gonna be later in the show, so you know, you stay tuned. You know, get some popcorn. It's gonna be a long one, but we've got a set. Two guests that have probably been requested quite a bit.
Yeah, for a long time.
You know, since Munira.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 10, man. Crazy thing that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So this week we have the wonderful Sun Sounds, consisting of Will and Tessa. You know, wonderful people. Good group, wonderful couple. I mean, you guys are.
Hey, likewise, likewise.
Yeah, you know.
Say the same.
OnlyFans.
Find that content on
Hit to
OnlyFans.
just subscribe. Bottom right corner. Check.
Bottom right corner. You know. Hit the bell for content like this. But I mean, hey, you guys, friends of the show, fans of the show, one of the most prepared probably in the show's history. Y'all are asking questions.
True.
Y'all know what your set time's gonna be. I mean,
Thanks,
it's first time for everything. You know, this show just keeps blowing our mind with who we have on. Y'all were part of the very special live show that we did for our anniversary. So thank you once again for being part of that. I mean,
yeah, that was a blast.
Y'all really kind of, you know, washed our worries away about, you know, how that event was going to go. Because once you have the whole joint dancing,
That was
fun. That was real fun.
you know, no one's going to forget that one. I mean, everyone's telling me how fun that was. So,
That was great.
Yeah.
We loved that.
Yeah, thanks for having
We had
us
a great
be a part
time
of
playing
that.
that show.
Yeah,
I know
y'all made it.
sometimes you're like, oh, it's not a huge crowd, like,
Yeah.
but I'm like that small crowd, and like everyone was dancing, and everyone was like dancing together and like laughing and having. So I was like, this is the best.
And all the other performers, like, we had such a good vibe
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
you know, I got to meet JD Nash, and we just like hit it off immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, it was just so fun.
Yeah,
It was a great
good
time.
times.
I mean, hey, there's a reason
Good
he's part of this show, man.
Yeah.
He's a great
He's a
dude.
dude, yeah.
Great
But
dude.
I mean, yeah, I think in that night I realized, you know, you kind of don't got to worry about the metrics and, you know,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
vibe out to the music. It's about the music. It's about the people, and that's kind of, you know, because, like I said, sometimes you want to measure the success of, you know, an
course,
event,
yeah.
this and that, but it's like,
oh, for sure.
you know,
yeah.
after that, I'm just like, you know, there's more to that than just kind of worrying about the numbers, and
Totally.
you know, it kind of really helped us, you know, reinforce why we do this.
Yeah.
And so
Very true.
It was like we said, it was one of the best shows we played, and it was,
And this,
you
yeah.
know, like
Wow.
It was just
it
so
wasn't like
fun.
a huge crowd, but it was all of our friends
It's
and
a-
Yeah, just
people.
good
Engaged
people,
crowd, yeah.
good
Yeah,
It's
times.
like, oh
you
my
know?
God, like, thank God for Doug, of course. Like,
Yeah.
he
Hey,
always
that's
brings
the
vibe.
real
We
guy.
got blessed.
If he comes to your show, we decided
You've been
that night.
blessed.
If he
You
plays
have to
trumpet
have-
on your
True.
shit, then you're
It's
dead.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Once I saw Dog, once y'all had the crowd dancing, we were good. We were good. Everything was.
was fun.
So hopefully we'll get to do it again sometime. But anyways, let's move it on. Of course, Song of the Week, weekly song recommendations. You already know. Spotify, producers_pit. You can find those playlists there for Song of the Week and general, local. You know, it's like we always say every week, it's an experience of a playlist.
Definitely is.
The genre is yes. So, Damien, what is your first pick back?
All right. Well, I've been on an R&B binge. I've been listening to a lot of R&B music. So right now, I've been really having Snow Allegra's album on repeat. So go ahead and go check out "On My Mind" by Snow Allegra featuring James Fauntleroy. Fire song, absolutely fire R&B song. Sit back, relax to that. You'll be in a good mood. And as far as local picks, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Nike Boy featuring ZD Author and Kid Official, Jumpin'. Really, really good song. Same sort of R&B vibe, hip-hop vibe, but man, that's just like, even if it's the winter, even if it's like whatever it is, it's a summer song. You can feel the vibes. Yeah,
Turn
it's
on
good.
in summer.
Exactly.
And that's a stacked lineup. Though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
That's for sure. Well, as always, we're gonna kick it to our guests. So, Tessa, who wants to go first? What you all been listening to this week?
Well, I've been obsessively listening to Arlo Parks. She's kind of blowing up, but I just am a huge fan of hers. I love the way she writes her music. It's very easygoing vibes, but then like her lyrics are like poetry, and she like tells a story, and it's very like almost healing too, which I love to like try to do with my music, and is a huge connection with me for music. So that's what I've been listening to lots of.
Any jams specifically you've had on repeat there?
Just her album, Collapsed in Sunbeams, is just really good. The whole thing. You got to start from the start and each song through, you know?
Yeah.
Well, hey, we've had albums on here before, so hey, it's fair game.
Yeah.
All right, Will, what you got?
I really like the new Isaiah Rashad album. I've been listening to that a lot. I can't even remember. There's like 3 songs on that one, but like, what's the one? Oh man, I can't even remember. But caught me by surprise.
Headshots.
In my bed. Headshots.
Yeah.
Love that one,
great.
and then some of the other ones on that. I just love the beats. We were just talking about this morning. It's just like really chill beats, and then just like the most like thuggin', like laid back gangster vibe of all time. It's sick. Yeah, and then like Tom Misch, always. I love Tom Misch. He's like one of my favorites. Neo soul, you know.
Awesome. I was about to say you weren't Damien's favorite with that Isaiah Rashad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dude, it's been so
on
good.
repeat.
It's been the vibe. It's been so good.
For sure.
All right. As for myself, let's do Zero Dark 100 by, I gotta look at my notes because this is quite a name. Oh, it's not hard, but Douglas Holmquist. Real chill synth vibe. I think that's just kind of what it's been. Had to really kind of, lock in with the final weeks of school and with work going on. And that's a real good kind of just drive-in beat, real chill. Great vocals, honestly. So that's my pick for the general local. On the topic of healing music, Walker Cass, Deja Vu, Good Riddance.
Yeah.
That's a project.
Yeah, it's a great album.
A great album. They really kind of snuck one in at the end of the year here to really give.
Truly, though, yeah. Very powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that stuff they've played live, so if you've been to their shows, you've heard this stuff before. I mean, Deja Vu is probably one of my favorites out of their live stuff, but they brought the studio version, and they
Edgar. Shout out to
Edgar.
shout out Edgar Wonder.
Edgar produced
Yes.
the
Yes,
hell
true
out of that.
fact.
Yes, he really did.
The guy writes like the most incredible guitar lines I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Like, he can make a song for sure. He killed that.
Yeah, I mean, they're all the stuff that they did live, fantastic, and it was like Edgar really helped them elevate it in the studio
It was
version.
perfect
For
match.
sure.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
know, it was a great match.
But Deja Vu, man, that's a hit, and we do got to shout Walker Cass. They are shooting for the stars, going
Heck
to
yeah.
Music City, Nashville, Tennessee.
Give us your backstage passes when you get really famous, please. Don't forget us.
Yeah.
I second that.
We're all gonna be like,
I mean, they really are. They got something special.
They're special,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
That
And
really
good
is
people, too. That takes you far.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
when they're coming after me on the show.
But it's important.
Hey, you check the challenge.
You do. Otherwise, you stay
Yeah,
stagnant, man.
Appreciate them for matching our energy. That's kind of what made that interview special. But
Yeah.
big shout out, good luck. You're gonna do great things. I mean, Walker Cass is one of the most special duos out there, and we're gonna dearly miss you. But hey, come back on, tell us about y'all adventures, because that story about that surprise wedding in Santa Fe,
Oh yeah.
sloppers. So we know y'all go on adventures. So shout out. And that concludes Solid Week in our intro. We got some good questions coming right up, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Producer's Pit. We are here with the wonderful musical duo of Sun Sounds. Been requested by quite a few people in year one, and as always, we deliver. You might be like DMX, and give it to you.
Yeah. Yes, true.
Deliver it to you.
True.
Knock,
Yes.
knock, open up the door. It's real, and they're here.
Yes, exactly.
This is live.
So let's get into some questions. Let's figure out about Sun Sounds and their artistry, because that's what we're about on this show. So let's start out with, what are your musical backgrounds, and then how did Sun Sounds come to be?
Start us out.
Oh, okay. Let's see. My mom kind of taught me some piano here and there, I think because I was just an ADD kid, pretty young, but just like scales, chords. She taught me a lot of the Beatles. My family's from England, so we listened to like a lot of the Beatles. That was like everything. And then by the time I got to middle school, I really wanted to play drums, but no parents want their kids to play drums, so they put me on guitar, and I played a lot of guitar, but I was also on and off, kind of like a troublemaker. And then by the like end of high school, I got into GarageBand. I was lucky enough to get a MacBook, and I got into GarageBand and just like making beats and learning about MIDI and all this stuff. And then electronic music came out, so I started listening to a lot of electronic music, obviously hip hop and everything, bands as well. And then when I went to college, I DJ'd a lot, like all the like different parties and stuff, which got me in front of a crowd. But then I like kind of got over that and was like, I want to play guitar. I want to play my own beats. Like shout out to some of my friends who were like, you should only play your own music. I still love DJing too, but so that's kind of how it started. And then like at the end of college, I started producing. Picked up Logic. Well, that was in high school, I guess. I'm all over the place, but yeah. And then I really after my senior year of college and then graduating, I just dived in and try to learn the program and stuff.
Yeah, for me, well, I started playing the bells in elementary school and percussion, which I love still. And I played the piano, but I never stuck with things on and off. But I've always loved music. I'm just a big emotional ball, so music's always been a solid outlet for me. So there's that. And then I learned how to play the guitar so I could sing Adele songs about my emotions and
Rolling in the deep,
just rolling in the deep. And
did you do that cover? I think you did.
No, Set Fire to the Rain.
Oh, yeah.
And I regret this. I went through and deleted a lot of my YouTube covers one day because I was like, oh my gosh, so embarrassing. And I'm like, why did I do that? But that's what I did. I did a lot of there's still some up there. Tessa Nickerson on YouTube from years ago, me doing the guitar and covers, and that was a big thing for me. It's just always an outlet for me, and that's my music. Kind of touch of a background, I guess.
So you were part of the great YouTube cover craze.
Yeah, I was. It was
fun. That's how Biebs got started.
Yeah, Justin Bieber,
Even though
That's true.
Justin Biebs, man.
Menace.
I'm glad though I never
Menace.
got famous.
Oh yeah.
I would have been Amanda Bynes and all that.
Oh.
It's true. No. It's true. I love Amanda Bynes, and I can relate to her. And I'm like, girl, I feel you. The pressure. That's something that with music I've always struggled with because it's do you ever want that much attention? Am I prepared for that? But anywho.
Amanda Bynes had her own show though. So.
She
That
was
was
so
Amanda.
the Amanda.
Yeah,
Could be.
Loved it.
You could reboot a version of the Tessa show.
The Tessa show.
exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
There we go.
That would be
Yeah.
similar vibes for sure. You guys are similar.
Because I don't remember Amanda Bynes doing music at all. I was very
Well,
young.
not
too,
music.
Not music.
Did
She
she
just had a lot of
not
attention.
music?
Just
I don't know.
Did she? Well,
I feel
I
like
just
they do
remember it was
everything.
the show.
okay, but
So I was like, there's no
Hillary
way.
Duff. Hillary Duff.
Oh,
I
Hillary
still
Duff,
sing.
yes.
This is what dreams
That's a good
are
song.
made
That's
of.
a
And I'm like,
banger.
get it, girl. I love you, Hillary Duff.
Yeah. That is a banger
Big
too, yeah.
inspiration as a young Tessie. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say we got together. I mean,
Oh yeah, and then we met.
well,
one
we
day.
met and then started dating, and I just make beats a lot, So I'm just I've always been lucky to have a little studio, and it's progressed as we've moved to different places and just making beats. And she just started coming in and singing on them.
Yeah, it worked out. I feel sometimes I'm we got so lucky meeting each other because, like, truly, I
I
don't
make
think I could have.
instrumentals, you know.
Yeah, and I don't think I ever would have. I've always like wanted to write my own music, but just, you know.
Haven't had the, the venue, I
yes,
guess, for
or
it.
the right person.
The right person.
There's,
Oh, there's one.
That's one.
but yeah, no, it's been awesome, and he's really patient with me, which is nice too. And he's very talented, and it's really fun to like write
Likewise, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it's been a cool experience.
I will say, Will is shredder on guitar.
For
You'll see
sure.
later. That's you
I
kind
got some
of.
shreds prepared.
I was about to say you fly under the radar as one of the meanest shredders in town.
I know
I
he
feel.
does kind of like fly under the
Yeah,
radar.
like-
He's- yeah.
Like, you do so much.
He
It's like
does.
sometimes, but hey, we saw you shred at our live show.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
anyways,
Thanks. Yeah. Anywho.
yeah, we got to move along.
Yeah,
know.
sorry,
Time,
sorry,
It's a
man.
nitty- we'll go
Studio
forever.
staff gets paid by the hour. You
Don't
know?
ask us about our past, man. No.
So actually, no.
Pull it up, please.
Well, we haven't really had any, musical groups who were a couple on, so this is kind of
Yeah.
unique interview in a sense. So, is there any additional challenge or uniqueness into, collaborating with a significant other so, regularly?
Absolutely. I think that's in a lot of ways what makes it really hard, but also what makes it like as good as we felt it is, or maybe hopefully some other people have felt it is. Like at the end of the day, it's more about, me and Tess and our relationship, and like that comes first. So because of that, there's a lot less pressure to make everything like, we would just want to have fun, and like we don't want
I
anything.
think I want to have more fun than he does, though. like
yeah.
seriousness wise, like
No.
with like, because that's like
She's right,
speaking
she's
of
right.
like challenging. Like he, we both love music, but he wants to take it further than I do. Like by like, that's his passion. That's his like what he wants to do with his life. Where I'm like, it is a huge part of me, but that's not like all of me, and so that's like can be a little challenging because he's
For
like,
sure.
"Come on, Tess," and I'm like, "I'm out here doing my own thing, like
Yeah.
Which is
something
why
else,
it's a good combination, because she keeps it light and she makes me not like overthink it, and like
Yeah.
just like, hey, that's why it takes us a while to put music out, But I'm trying to get over some of that and just put things out.
But it's good. It's challenging, but it's also pretty special too. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, especially, having at least someone who can kind of keep music fun is a good thing, because,
Yeah, you
I
can't
know once
lose that.
Once
Yeah.
you try to go, pro in, something, whether hobbies,
Yeah.
or, any of that, sometimes you do lose a passion. I mean, it's like,
For sure.
why don't I want to be a
Yeah.
pro gamer? Because I hate video games.
That's where we're at too. It's like we just want to have fun.
Yeah,
make it,
exactly.
and that's when the best music
I
comes
just
out
want to
too.
like hit some feelings, be part of my community,
Yeah, and
like,
just play in Albuquerque.
and
It's
just
fun.
and maybe some
Jam
like,
out.
traveling, but
Yeah.
So
who
it sounds on
knows?
tour.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, mate?
So, have you found yourselves in any, tough situations in your journey as Sun Sounds that have, having each other has really helped you, navigate those challenges?
No. Just
No.
kidding.
No. All right,
Nah. I mean,
Yeah, of course. I think just in general, I mean, we both care about music in some sense, and just having that support to be like, sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I sound like shit, or this doesn't sound good. And having that, your partner be like, no, this you sound great, this is
Yeah.
awesome, don't think about it so much, is really nice, Yeah, I think that.
But yeah, and also it's just like, I think we also inspire each other in different ways too, which is cool. And like,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think of a good example of something really challenging or anything, but I don't know.
Writer's block.
Honestly,
Yeah,
in
maybe.
general, sometimes, or even if this is big, like just nervous or anxious on stage performing, like if you just forget about everyone else, then it's like not only is it's like my best friend right here on stage with me, and that's clutch, what I
Yeah.
mean? And just like being able to focus on each other, then we don't have to think about anything else, which is cool.
I love it. Clutch relationship.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
You love to hear it. Well, moving on, we're trying some targeted questions this week,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's about to get hot in the kitchen.
Something different.
No. We're not about that. We're not irrelevant enough to where we got to start drama alerting
Controversies,
it.
yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's our beef.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. But Tess, you have probably one of the more unique voices we've heard in the scene. So, is there anyone who you kind of try to model your voice after? Is there someone who's inspired you to kind of make that style, or is it all just natural?
I don't know. I'm sure there's tons of artists who've influenced me for sure. I mean, like Adele, for instance. I would just learn her songs, and of course I,
But it's not like you sound
admire
like
her
Adele.
voice.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But I mean, I don't think I've ever really tried to sound like anyone else, other than just appreciating unique voices and people who aren't trying to force a certain sound and have a different sound, because I'm they're all out there. Why would I try to not sing like me? I don't know, but I don't know. Yeah.
No, you're right. I was just gonna to toot her horn. I mean, when you hear Tess sing, it sounds like her, as herself or as she would speak. Which is awesome.
Thanks for saying that. It's a nice compliment.
I mean, one of the ones that one of the similarities I was talking about earlier was lead singer of the Cranberries.
Yeah.
Old Dolores. She R.I.P. By the way. She kind of got
Totally.
kinda
I've
got that
definitely
airy
been compared
kinda
to some
vibrato
people.
range kind
Almost
of
like a medieval vibe.
Yeah.
I can't even put it, but you know what I mean? Just mystical.
Yeah.
Mystical feeling. Yeah, it's cool. It's all right, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right. I guess.
7 out of 10. Enjoyable.
Get out of here.
So on the topic of influence, I mean, Will, you've done a lot of different types of music. So I mean, what are some of your influences there, and how do they kind of contribute to that versatility you have?
I grew up listening to bands. I love, and then hip hop, and then electronic music. Rick Rubin is one of the best producers in the world, and he always said I think that people who make the best music and the best producers are people who listen to a lot of different stuff and listen to a lot of different styles. So I mean, I listened to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Beatles, Nirvana, AC/DC, all those classic Led Zeppelin. I loved all of that, and then it was underground hip hop, Atmosphere, and then Jay-Z, and then Big Al, all these New York rappers, and West Coast rap, Snoop Dogg, Dr.
I
Dre
love
was one of my
Snoop
favorite
Dogg so
producers
much.
ever too, and just incredible. And then indie bands like the Shins, and
Shins are definitely
I also love the Gorillaz. I know you guys talk about the Gorillaz, and
Oh yeah.
that Danger Mouse, that producer, is a perfect combination of kind of what I love, and that it's instruments, instrumentation, but has this modern new age production to it, and I love that. So that's why it's hip hop beats with acoustic guitar or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's why I really just dig what Paul is doing, because he was kind of trying to mix these genres together. So I got a lot of influences.
Not
for
the
sure.
crime part though with
No,
California.
Yeah, with the cowboy.
I don't condone any of that. And
Illegal cartwheeling, can't have that on the show.
And I
Exactly.
don't know anything about his whereabouts. So.
I condone it, Paul.
The cartwheeling is so
You
funny.
don't need Damien in more trouble.
I can't comment on this
Yeah, I
situation.
can't comment on this situation. That's for
No,
sure.
fair enough. Fair enough.
But going back to Snoop Dogg real quick.
Yeah.
Y'all have his cookbook?
No,
but
with
we
Martha
need
Stewart?
it.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
gosh, I
It's from
can't
what,
tell
from-
you.
Do you have
the
it?
show? No, one of my friends has it. I got it for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
love Snoop Dogg so very much.
Go find his cookbook. I don't know
I
what's
need
in
it. I need it. I'm
It's-
sure there's some delicious
There's
things.
probably some fire in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Some special brownies.
That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah,
Page
yeah.
one, brownies.
It's step one, light up a joint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then grab your mixer. Yeah.
Grab me mixing.
That's how I'd hope it.
Him and
be.
Mark
Yeah, I
have
hope
those
so.
stock cases too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. A lot of shady activity on the show, man. Might get shut down
all right.
soon.
No.
Hey, they ain't killed killed us. Yeah, shout out Cowboy again, or the Cowboy Show.
It's all alleged too.
It's all alleged. In Roblox.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Tess, for some of you people not know at home that Tessa is esthetician, Wellness by Tessa.
Yes.
So, what is the challenge of skincare in a dry desert?
Oh, all kinds.
Yeah.
Everyone has dry skin here. Drink lots of water and slather yourself up with a lot of moisturizer. But yeah, no, I love skin. I think skin is super cool. So yeah, it's my other gig.
I was about to say you have helped me before with some.
I feel like I did tell you some
it
tips.
was 'cause my hands are always dry because it's a damn desert.
I know, it's true.
I'm still using that hand cream, by the way. 10 out of 10.
Good.
And then
It's insane. It's like you can't keep up. You gotta keep I didn't even give a shit until I met
It's
her.
something you like don't realize, like as soon as you just like put some like good moisture on your skin, you're like, I'm a whole new human. I didn't even know I could feel this good. You know, but anyway, it is dry here.
And well,
Lots of dry skin.
additionally, speaking of past careers, before the show, we found out you used to work with Mark,
Yes.
Yeah.
our studio, our production manager here.
Both our very first jobs, Ben and Jerry's.
Ben Jerry's.
Scooping that ice cream.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Shout out Ben and Jerry's.
Shout out
There
Ben
he
and
is.
Jerry's.
Yeah.
And they're an awesome company too.
The best
what they
ice cream.
support. Yeah.
So good.
So proud to have that be my first job.
Shout
And
out.
out
so
Ben
happy to
Jerry's.
see Mark. Yes.
Yeah.
Good old Albuquerque.
Yeah, crazy.
As Dean was saying, it's a big, small town up in
Yeah.
here. That's amazing. Small world. Hey, shout out Benji, shout out Mark. Hey, we got another Mark moment for the compilation.
Yeah.
That'll come out at some point. All right, Will, we got another one for you, and that is, is there any other genre of music that you haven't explored much that you'd like to get into in future?
I don't know. I mean, probably some like Icelandic folk stuff.
Hell yeah.
No, but for real, I've
ask.
listened to like metal, hardcore, country music, folk music. I love a lot of different music and
Yeah.
a lot of locals. Like we love our locals here, and there's so many different.
There's so much talent. I just want to keep.
styles. It's like
I just want all these musicians and artists to keep coming out of the woodwork.
Classical.
So I'm like, come on.
honestly classical. Like I
Yeah.
love a lot of it, but I can't say that like I listen to enough of it really. Which is sad because it's supposed to be like.
I must say
the
though, when
highest
I have
level.
it on KUNM and there's classical playing, we'll be like, turn that off.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
from the other room. I'm like, all right. It's good for the dogs. It calms them down. No,
Exactly.
but I
Good for
get
the
it.
soul.
I get it. There's sometimes it can get a little like.
Yeah,
it
some
takes
pieces
a certain
I just-
environment, I think, to listen to.
I think it's because we
classical,
grew up. My parents would just have it on the radio too all the time.
I'll say, write a string by
Maybe.
Stravinsky. I mean, that caused a riot when it
Yeah,
debuted.
that's right.
Way,
That's
way
sweet.
back in the old days.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I love a riot.
It's like
Yeah.
OG mosh
Fun.
pit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
in the
Could you
square.
I mean,
imagine?
it was so obscene for the time. So it's
I
like,
love
That's
that.
awesome.
imagine these people saw Eminem back
Playboy
then.
Cardi, but
Playboy
I was
Cardi,
gonna say.
Eminem,
God. Right? No
like,
kidding.
He would be
have a heart
speared
attack.
like
Yeah,
immediately.
oh yeah.
burned at the stake.
Yeah, for
Oh
real.
my God.
Heretic done.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man. So Tangerine Summer is probably one of my favorite songs out of your discography. To be honest, it's so catchy. It's, I mean, y'all, it's sun sounds in harmony at its, what it's intended. What you guys, try to put out at probably one of the best displays, I'd say.
Thank you.
At our live show, you talked about how, a lot of your music was inspired by personal experience. So does Tangerine Summer have a story behind it? And is there any other songs that have a story behind it that means a lot to you guys?
Yeah, well, Tangerine Summer, I for sure think about my dad with those lyrics a lot, and I when we were kind of practicing through some of our songs, and just in songs in general, I like it. Sometimes I start weeping during the middle of singing it, and I'm like, girl, you better not do that live. But it's true, for me, that's a special song, and I think that's why it is good and it hits people, because it truly is comes from a place of like fond memories and like childhood and like, yeah,
It's about your dad.
it's about my dad a lot.
That makes
In
sense. I
ways,
mean,
so.
yeah, there's a lot of emotion behind it. You know, a lot of just it hits. You know,
yeah,
as we say
for sure.
Yeah.
sometimes. You know, it hits. And it's one of those songs you kind of reflect about
Yeah, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Too.
It's good, yeah, and like nature, the New Mexico, like outdoors tied into that song, which is a huge part of like who we are.
Yeah, I would say another big theme is like definitely the outdoors and being outside. Like Dizzy is about just New Mexico and journeys. I mean, so is Tangerine Summer, really. Like that's
Yeah.
about summertime.
We wrote it after like doing well, you had kind of made the
I had made the beat, but
The-
we bike a lot. Like me and Tess bike and exercise
and we
a
had
lot.
just
and,
like gone on a really long bike ride when the sun was setting and it was like orange sky and it was like tangerine summer.
Yeah.
I got a hit, babe. Let's write this down. No, but
Billboard top.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
we always equate a lot of our music to like Disney Channel music.
yeah, I'm just really waiting for like Disney to hit us up.
Hey,
and be
that's
like, hey,
that's
girl.
somewhere you want to go. Though.
I was gonna say, yeah. That's,
No, I don't know.
Or
I don't know if that is though.
I don't think that's totally
or
right.
Hallmark.
Hallmark.
If you get your song on like a Hallmark Christmas movie, every
Dude,
year royalty
No,
check.
that's
every
what I
year.
want to
Yeah.
do. I want to get our music on some movies or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
It would be
because-
sweet.
Well, if it's a Christmas movie, it's like they
True.
play it every year.
That's true.
Yeah, they actually had a
Good
movie
call.
they filmed in Santa Fe with Mario Lopez called
I
like
saw-
Christmas in Santa Fe or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
too. So it's like
I
yeah.
saw a bunch of people posting about that when
Yeah.
he was in
And it's
town.
like the classic cover of like this white couple.
Yeah, it was like yeah.
Holding a wreath. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas Town, USA.
Yeah.
pretty much.
But I'm just saying, you have your Christmas paid for every year.
I
if you-
know.
that's
That's
a
the
Hallmark
dream,
Christmas
man.
song.
That's the dream. Someday someone just hears one of our songs randomly and they're like, hey.
Maybe
Yeah.
do
Like, yes.
like Tangerine Winter, make a
Yeah,
Christmas
there you
True.
go. Or what did you say
Citrus-
earlier?
citrus
Autumn.
Yeah, citrus. Well, we
I
have a
love
song
that.
called Snow Swell too. That's
We
like
Oh,
a
there you
whole
go.
song, yeah.
We do, and we wrote that actually at a huge
During a
snowstorm.
Um,
Hence the snow.
I actually have a question I just thought of on the spot here.
Yeah.
And that is Will, I know you have your other product, Trillbot. What's how do you go about that differently than Sun Sounds? I mean, do you stray further away and kind of explore another side of your artistry, or do you kind of take aspects of Sun Sounds and bring that into a more electronic genre?
Yeah, I think both. I mean, I started just like independently, like that was the name. You know, my buddies at college gave me that name. You know, and then I was like, so thinking about that name and Sun Sounds, it's really funny. It's such a different vibe.
Trailbot,
But like,
Sun Sounds.
yeah, I mean, that's just. I produce so many different styles, like dance music, house music, hip hop, like dubstep, kind of like bassier stuff, like. So yeah, and then but then I think honestly, Tess just picks like the beats that she vibes with the most.
Yeah,
I'll know it's a Sun Sound song
Yeah.
if she walks into the studio. We have an at-home studio, so like if I'm making a beat and she really likes it, and she walks in, then
come
it's a
lurking
Sun
in.
Sound song, and then everything
Hey.
shifts because she writes something, and then it typically just I want to make it more beautiful and like sound more like Sun Sounds vibe.
So if you're doing like this crazy like Wyatt Lawson type trap song,
Sure.
and Tessa hops on out, are we expecting to see it on Sun Sounds?
Well,
Maybe.
actually, we did a song with
We
Wyatt.
do.
Oh, let's go!
Yeah,
And
he
it's
chopped
sick.
my voice though.
He like
It
did
was
like a
pretty
voice
sick.
chop, vocal chop
It
on
is
it.
a sweet song though.
Yeah, shout out to Wyatt. I mean,
I
me and
know,
him have
he's
just been good
such a
friends
sweet
for a while,
soul.
and just he's been a great support for everybody in the scene too. And an amazing producer. He's gonna do really well.
Fantastic.
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Well spoken, as we always say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We do like speed ran our questions, but he
It
knew
was
what he wanted to
perfect.
say.
Yeah.
Totally.
He's smart. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Great art, great painter too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He does it all. All right, and last but not least, this is a learning time type question here.
Of course. Of course.
Is it
It's crazy.
is the evil version of your group a Moon Silence? And if you had to fight them, how would you do so?
That sounds like the sweetest comic
silent.
ever.
That's sick.
know.
I
Sun
know.
sounds
We've been to like
and
really into
silence.
comics and like everything later. So I'm
That's
like, well,
sick, yeah.
shoot.
Or maybe is that your vigilante alter ego, like a Batman?
Yeah, we should do a Moon Silence album.
I know. Well, we have our song Silence. Silence
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the one
yeah.
you guys
kills
love.
me.
Yeah.
That's a good Moon Silence
wow,
song.
yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm like, yeah, that's like a good
love it.
alter ego.
That's-
Yeah,
Because sometimes I don't want to feel so sun-sounding, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
I
that's
mean,
a
we
good
write a lot of
question.
like deep, like unhappy songs
Yeah.
too, you know.
there
so.
you go.
But,
like D12, you know? Gotta have
Yeah.
the alter ego.
Yeah,
for
it's
everybody.
Exactly,
moving.
exactly.
no, yeah, I like that.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Moon
like-
Silence.
I like that
Perfect.
too.
Producer's
I'm like, I already
pick,
feel
so-
like that's a part of us. That's I'm like,
PP show, we're the ground floor for a lot of great ideas.
And bad.
I know. Just keep throwing, yeah.
You never know. You gotta throw everything at the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Something's got to stick.
Yeah.
The NFT.
Exactly. We still got to do that. Yeah.
Shout out Rylan Oz for that one.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, well, that's all I have for you. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into some music production questions by a resident producer in the house, Damien's an Alien. So we'll be right back. Moisturize, guys.
Woo!
Open spaces, familiar faces, a land where I'm from.
And you are back with the Producer's Pit. We are here with the lovely musical duo of Sun Sounds, Will and Tessa. We just came back from some very eventful conversation.
Yeah.
Moon Silence, it's a new album concept dropping soon. It sounds like, from how much y'all liked it. But anyways, let's get into some more questions on the heavier, more technical production side by the resident producer in the house, Damien's an Alien. So what do you got?
So me and Miko were talking about this earlier, and we were saying when we listen to your guys' music, we listen and we catch a vibe instantly. Catch a vibe. That's like we get some feeling from it, you know. And how do you guys convey that feeling? Do you guys like go into the studio thinking, okay, this is what I want to do? How do you guys convey that feeling?
That is a really good question, and I think probably one of the hardest things with making a studio song. You know, like someone like Walker Cass, they create a vibe live. How do you capture that? Someone like Edgar did that really well. I think when we did it with all of our songs, the way I'm writing and making music is I'll write a song, and as soon as I get it down good enough and we're like in that vibe, I hit record. And like, this is actually a curse too. I rarely go back and re-record things.
Yeah.
Even with vocals too, with her, and sometimes we don't get the best take, but it's such the
Sometimes,
vibe in
yeah,
the moment
you
that like
know.
if you try to re-record it, and it's not, you're not feeling it exactly right, it just doesn't come out the same.
You can't make lightning strike twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, just trying to like hit record as soon as it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, you know, we're comfortable together, like, and we're like in our like studio, and it's become such a thing, and it's, you know, a really like personal thing for us too. And I just feel like we always try to, I don't know, try to make it feel Sun Sounds-y, like.
We don't- I
So
think-
I don't know.
Honestly, with something like Tangerine Summer or some of our first songs, like Shift was the second song we ever wrote, and like that vibe, we didn't realize it, but that's what, like you said, it kind of like embodies our sound. And once we've tapped into that, now it's like, now we know what we're looking for
Yeah.
when we're writing.
Yeah,
You know?
and we're like, this kind of feels like us or doesn't, or.
Sure.
But then also it's like fun. We've been working on new stuff that doesn't sound as sun-soundy. I guess it always kind of has our vibe, but
For sure, yeah.
some
But
like
different, yeah.
I love branching out. So yeah,
Moon silence.
but
Yeah,
moon silence, for
Moon silence.
instance, moon silence.
Yeah, and then do you guys have any go-to instruments or plugins or anything that you use to convey a feeling?
Recently, yeah, just RC20. This is a plugin that basically, I like to say it makes your sound shittier, like lo-fi, like, low quality. It's got a record, like a vinyl sound on it. I learned it from Kalen Ellis, obviously that guy's a legend, and I love that one. And then Valhalla Reverb, I love that, Those are all third-party plugins, but like, all of the things, even within Logic, I use Logic Pro, so reverb has always just been my favorite. I kind of neglect delay a lot, and they get put together, but delay, I think, also has a really cool place in music, for sure. That's I like that question. That's cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
EQ as well, like everything EQ. That's what I'm focusing on now is mixing, and
Yeah.
EQ is cool. Shaping sound frequencies is insane. Really cool.
Yeah. And do you guys have any for when you guys make music? Can you run us through the steps of making music, like your creative process? Do you guys assume roles? Or do you guys branch out?
I feel like it's pretty like role oriented, where he really does do a lot of like the beat making. He like starts raw with like some sort of like guitar and beat, and like that's when I linger in the room and I'm like, I like the way this one's sounding, and then I'll like write some lyrics, and he'll like add instruments and
And I guess for that side, like the beat just starts with like a 4-bar loop, always for me. And honestly, what I'm trying to break out of, a lot of times, but a sample, a chop, the way I do it there, a guitar, chord progression, a piano thing. Sometimes I'll record guitar and sample that, turn it into just go crazy, and then obviously the drums too, with electronic music and electronically produced. The drums is like, why we all love beats, right? We love the beat. So, and then I pretty much let Tess do most of the writing, with the lyrics.
But a big goal of mine though is to be more instrumentally involved this next year, because I love playing the instruments, but I've taken on the role of just lyrics, because I mean, when you're surrounded by people who are kind of levels ahead of you, you're like, why would I step in?
Well, one of the songs
but it's like it's
one of the songs we're playing today, it's got a part where Tess is just playing the guitar, and it's just one chord simply over and over again. But it's a vibe. It's not like it's like super technical shit. But
I like simple.
But it's really cool. And then she pretty much writes all the lyrics, and like maybe she'll get stuck on one part, or we'll have one verse, one chorus, but we won't have the second verse, and like I'll help her write the second one. But she pretty much writes all the lyrics. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it goes.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Is there anything you guys wish you knew beforehand, before starting out as an artist? Like both of you wish you knew something like, oh, I wish I knew this thing about this, whenever you were first starting out that now?
I think for me was to just as an artist in general, is to just not give like as big of fucks as I used to. You know what I mean? Like, and just be so hard on myself or so critical when it's just like you always are going to start somewhere, and you have to build up, and it's fun to watch the progression, but like, I know it's not exactly like,
No, that's great, yeah.
That's what I would tell myself, is just be easier on myself for sure.
Yeah.
I'll just go with the production side of things, of course, because I think that's cool. Definitely, like, quieter is better, obviously. Like, when you're recording, that's so hard when you're so excited and you just want to blast everything through sound. Always quieter is better for everybody out there, as hard as that can be. And then also, like, low end in vocals, not cutting out too much low end. There's some songs that we have even on our Spotify that I'm like, cut out too much of the low end, and you learn these things as you go, especially if you're self-taught. Like, one YouTube guy says something and the other one says another thing, so there's definitely a ton of other things for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and this next segment's called This or That. You go ahead and hand me that. So we got a segment here. It's kind of like a would you rather kind of thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you two prompts. You guys are gonna choose the one that you prefer. All right, first one. Let's do energetic, like really energetic and like in it crowd, or vibey crowd to play to.
Energetic for me, big time.
Yeah.
Probably energetic.
Nice.
But I don't know.
I just
me.
I just want
I'm
people
a sappy clown.
It's hard as a performer. You want people. You want to know.
But it is
what's
fun.
there.
I would say like some of my favorite is just like being up there, like having a blast, having your crowd, like we were saying, like for the anniversary show, like so memorable having such an energetic crowd.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, nice. And then the next one is, would you guys prefer an acoustic version of the song or a studio version of the song?
Studio version of the song. Big
I
time.
love acoustic.
Nice. Is there a reason why?
Raw. I think for me, acoustics is more like raw.
Yeah.
So that's why I love
Unprocessed.
Yeah, unprocessed.
And I'm an audiophile, so
Yeah.
I process that shit.
Yeah, I
I
got you.
grew up, I love studio albums. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys prefer writing more deep cut songs or more like real feel good songs?
Feel good, maybe.
I don't know. I think deep cut. Like I love some of our really dark, deeper songs.
That's true. These are good ones.
All right, so this one's kind of more a fun one. Biking or hiking?
Biking
We
for
love
me.
both.
That's a hard one. I hike for a living, so my
Gotcha.
job outside of music is I'm a wilderness ranger.
Oh, nice.
So I work with the Forest Service, and we hike fucking miles and miles.
Yeah.
So I love hiking. Like I've seen, like New Mexico's so beautiful, and no one even living in New Mexico knows it, and a lot of people don't. But biking is just so fun.
Yeah.
I love
might
biking
say-
so much.
I don't know though.
Yeah, it's tough. It is.
Can I bike up the trail?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You could do both.
Mountain biking.
Yeah.
There you go.
exactly.
Happy
That's too
medium.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's tough.
Give me some flat land.
Yeah.
No biking. Hiking. Shit.
All the above.
All the above.
Can I say all the above?
True
Yeah.
and false.
Yeah.
True and with false.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, here's my last one. Collaboration or competition?
Collaboration.
Yeah,
I hate
definitely.
competition.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that unless there's a grand prize and I win.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
True and false again.
Yeah, just hitting
Exactly,
you.
yeah.
I'm hitting this.
Yeah.
No, collaboration for sure.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
for sure.
Always.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is there anybody locally that you guys haven't collaborated with that you guys would like to?
Oh, snap. I feel like Munira, actually, we've always, like,
Yeah.
we've known her for so long, and she was actually one of the first people we met, like, in the music community.
I mean,
We
she
were-
mentioned us on your show.
Yeah.
And then
And
she
we've
like
always talked
immediately,
about doing a show together, this and that, and we...
as soon as we
still
met her,
never
she was
have.
just super supportive. That'd be
Yeah.
fun to work with her for sure.
I would love to work with her.
Also, I like Z the author is awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love for him
Any-
to just rap or
anyone.
sing on any of our beats. Kieran
Yeah.
too. We love Kid Plastic a lot.
Plastic Band goes hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, he's talented.
Also-
He's a great voice.
Yeah. Fantastic. I was about to say, when you're in Tess together, it's a weapon. That's
That'd be
weapons.
Yeah,
fun.
his weapons great.
Weapons grade right there. Weapons grade hits. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be
We're
sick.
going Billboard top 300 at least.
Three,
without-
yeah, for sure. Why 300, not 200?
It's tough making the music
That's
game.
true. That's
3,000.
3,000.
Yeah.
That is
Hey,
true.
as long as we're on the board, that's what matters.
Yeah, that's very true.
Both of y'all vocally weapons.
Yeah, for
Thanks,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
Love it.
And that's it for me.
That's
So
it
thank
for
you.
Dame. All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Damien.
Well, that's about all the questions we got. All that's left is gotta do some plugs. Have a performance after those plugs, and then we'll close out for the day. But during this break, JD Nash's playlist at B-Sides coming at you. So let's see what he's recommending. I believe we're going to be throwing that on our Spotify as well, and we'll be sure to direct you to the right places for JD Nash's YouTube channel, because I know he's going to be throwing those on there, as well as his own Spotify, since that's where he's creating the playlist. But anyways, it's once again great to have that guy on, and great to have more recommendations for you guys. So we'll be right back. Enjoy some more JD Nash's playlist, and we'll have some more fun here. And you are back with Producer's Pit. And we had some great conversation with the duo of Sun Sounds. Great time. Thank you guys for dealing with our shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
Our questions. We got some skincare advice
Yeah.
in there. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Holler
we're
at your
just-
girl.
That's just how we do. We're all over the place. I guess the genre of this show about to be yes, too.
Yes, yeah.
Anyways, let's give you all a chance to plug yourself. Where can we find you on the internet? Where can we stream all your stuff?
Yeah,
Give
it's
it to us.
sun.sounds.music
For
is our
Insta.
Instagram handle. And then, yeah, on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff, even on SoundCloud. And, yeah, we're going to start a YouTube channel soon, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hopefully have some music videos.
Bring
try to
back that YouTube.
step it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Are you gonna post the old covers?
We
Bring
love
them
it.
to the raps. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a few up there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Fantastic. What about your other project? Well, I know you got Trillbot going.
Yeah, so that's just at Trillbot, TRILLL, 3 L's, bot. Yeah.
Right quick. Your friends gave you that name.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Well, my name's Will, so
Oh,
Trill Will.
Trill
and
Will.
my other buddy who loves music and hip hop, Kevin Peterson. Hopefully he's watching this. Yeah, he just started calling me Trillbot. And I'm like this like goofy white dude, so it's like pretty funny. And then it just stuck. Yeah. Hard to change once you got one, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm on SoundCloud too. That's actually where I have like a lot of my random music and you know, the throwaways and stuff like that. So.
And Tess, anything personal you want to plug out there too? I mean, I know you got your covers, but
Oh, snap.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, come get a treatment from your girl. Treat yourself. That's what my business card says. Yeah. Everyone needs to slow down and take care of themselves. It's been a rough past 2 years, so.
you got an Insta website.
Insta wellness the dots Tessa on Instagram and just wellnessbytessa.com
So there you go.
for website.
So it's a dry desert out in Albuquerque, so
It's a rough
treat yourself.
environment.
That's the
there.
best.
Treat
that's
yourself,
the
yeah,
that's the
exactly.
perfect.
Yeah, for
It's a
real.
good model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
But
do it all
yes.
here.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, like I said, help my hands out, even though I don't think they're pretty dry because winter hit. You know, but
Winter's,
Yeah.
it's been a dry year.
It's
We
dry.
need some moisture. Poor New Mexico.
Yeah.
anyways, any upcoming music you'd like to talk about while you're on the show here?
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
about 3 singles that are coming out. Moving, Sweet Groovin'. That's
With a
going to be
music video.
with the music video is going to be in the next couple weeks. So really excited about
yeah,
that.
it's
And
been a
then
long time coming.
we have another one, Silence, which will come out, and then another one with Landon Wordswell, who's like a really cool rapper.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Last
play that
Christmas.
song tonight, but he won't be rapping in it. Yeah, and then we got some shows around town. So if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see Moonlight Lounge next weekend. Who knows when the show will be
Yeah,
posted?
Yeah.
we got a slow turnaround these days.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, just follow us for different show updates and stuff.
Awesome. Well, before we ask our final question, we're gonna plug our stuff. Producers_Pit on Instagram and Spotify. Of course, Instagram's where all the I gotta go low for that. Short thing.
Drop it low.
All right, no toxic environment here. We're not that kind of show. Family show, not really. But anyways, Instagram, Spotify, that's where all the fun stuff is. Spotify, as we said, is where the playlists are going to be for Song of the Week, local picks, and now JD Nash's playlist. Of course, Instagram is where you can find all the updates if we ever do a live show. Hopefully we get to do one in year 2 again because those are always fun.
Yeah.
Highlights, and that's where you'll be able to find when the latest episodes drop, which might be in a year, to be honest with how.
I mean, who knows?
Hey, life
That's
happens.
okay.
You know.
Life happens.
Life happens. And yeah, that's our plugs there. And I asked you the $1 million question that we asked everybody: who do you want to see on this show in future?
Yeah, our really good friends, Brittany and Poikai.
Melange.
Yeah, their band together is called Melange, and he's got his own personal page, similarly to me, Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, kind of
He's one
similar
of,
vibe.
one of the best producers I've ever heard. Was jamming with him last night, and he's really under the radar. So I'm also calling him out so he can put out some damn music.
Yeah.
He's gonna see this, but yeah, he's extremely talented. He taught me a lot about guitar too. So cool guy.
Awesome.
Melange, Mr. Biggs,
Anyone else?
and what else?
Anyone else?
Oh, let's see. I mean, I was
having
gonna
a
say
brain
Kid
fart.
Plastic, but he moved. I love that
Yeah.
guy. His music
There's
has
so
been so
many. I feel like
inspiring.
I'm having brain farts. There's so many. There's so many bands and artists. And I'm sure maybe in a year there'll be some new ones popping up that we can.
That's what's good about this show. There's always someone to interview, and we'll
Yeah.
hopefully we'll never go. out
Oh,
of business.
actually, Kendall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, our really good friend
Kendall.
Kendall.
I love
Kendall Jones, Kenny Jones, and his Instagram handle is Keeping Up with the Jones, I think. But
He's
he makes
very
kind of like
talented.
lo-fi, plays the drums, plays the guitar. We got a little beat video together too. Definitely Kendall.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I would say hit up the Instagram if you've heard yourself on this, or if you want to be on the show in the future. We're always talking to people, shaking hands, making connections, meeting people. So, always a good time. Anyways, that's about it for this part of the show. All we gotta do left is, let them take the music stage and vibe out. It's gonna be a good time. So, we'll be right back, hitting you with a performance from the amazing Sun Sounds. We'll be right back.
For that steady self, and I'm losing that sense in me in the way that's true to.
Thank you, Damien and Miko, for having us.
Yes, big thank you.
Oh, I was shaking in my bones. It was just noon. The sun was high, and I like you. Oh, I was shaking in my bones. It was just noon. The sun was high, and I like you. Leading me far, showing me places, all in the place that feels right. Going so far, far across the distance. I know where you are, next to me. Oh, I was shaking in my bones. It was just noon. The sun was high, and I like you. Leading me far, showing me places, all in the place that feels right. Going so far, far across the distance. I know where you are, next to me. Next to me. Next to me. Next to me. Oh, I was shaking in my bones. It was just noon. The sun was high, and I was too. Leading me far, showing me places, all in the place that feels right. Going so far, far across the distance. I know where you are, next to me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That was called I Like You, and that's going to be a song with our friend Landon Wordswell. He's got a rap verse, but filled it with a solo. And this next one's a classic, and we had to play it because we know you guys love this song.
It's a fan favorite, and ours too.
Thank you. This is our last song. This is coming out in a couple weeks, so
Yes,
by the
get
time
your-
this show is out, this song better be out.
Yes.
All right.
Can't play a song without having a little dancing.
And we wrote this with our neighbor Phil. Shout out
Shout
to
out.
our boy Phil.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.
And all of you watching at home, start grooving and moving for this one.
Stand up for this one. And better yet, if you have some rollerblades, put them on. I feel the energy in my bones and in my feet. I feel my victory. It consumes me. Oh, how me remind me to try it out. What is this feeling all about? What is this feeling all about? Moving, sweet grooving, my friends. Moving, sweet grooving to the end. Moving, sweet grooving, my friends. Moving, sweet grooving to the end. Rolling past your way, inhale, take me away. Tell me, how do you feel? Sensation is unreal. Remind me to try it out. The revolution is right now. The revolution is right now. Moving, sweet grooving, my friends, yeah. Moving, sweet grooving to the end. Moving, sweet grooving, my friends, yeah. Moving, sweet grooving to the end. Moving, sweet grooving, my friends. Moving, sweet grooving to the end.
Thank you. And follow us on Instagram.
Thank you.
God damn. That was amazing, guys. Thank you. I mean, I think Sun Sounds, if you want to put them in a genre, the genre is fun. I had a lot of fun on that performance. So, you know, once you got that third song, I'm ready. I'm ready for that third song to drop. Hopefully it drops, you know, when we throw it out there. I don't know what's gonna drop first, the song or our episode. You know, it's just, turnaround times are crazy in the arts game. You know, it's just. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that might overtake my favorite. That third song.
Cool.
I mean, Tangerine Summer goes hard, but that third one, man.
But there's nothing like that movie.
That groove, yeah. You know, y'all have me from zero to the end.
Nice.
So I hope y'all groove to that one. I'm ready to groove to that one that drops on Spotify, SoundCloud, OnlyFans,
Exactly.
Patreon. I don't know where it drops. You know, you already know. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining us for another special episode of the Producers Pit. For myself, for Damian Zanaley, and for the wonderful duo of Sun Sounds, for the crew at Studio 519, for former Ben & Jerry's employees, Mark and Tessa. Shout out Ben & Jerry's. I'm sorry, Arby's. Damn, this Arby's joke. Arby's joke still ain't gone. We thought we were done. All right, let's get out of here, guys. That's Producer Spit signing off. We'll check you on the next one.